Y'all know what time it is. About that time. Another episode of the Foolish Show podcast. I am your host, F to the Ish Foolish, representing reality music entertainment. Make sure y'all support the movement, man. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Reality Music Entertainment. This is where you come and I feed your mind, body, and soul, man. I give you that good soul food. We talk about real life stuff because life is real. We only live once. We don't live twice. You get one shot at this, so make sure you live your life in the right way. Don't take too many chances with your life. Appreciate your life. But enjoy it. Enjoy this beautiful world that God has put us in. But tonight, we're going to have a good time, man. We're going to have some grown folks talk. So make sure y'all put the kids to bed, because we're going to have grown folks conversations tonight. We're going to have a good time tonight, folks. The live chat is always open. Let me make sure we live everywhere. Then we're going to get this party started. Shout out to everybody that be tuning in and checking in the live chat. I appreciate the love and support to everybody out there, man, because this is where we come and we talk about everything. We just talk about life. We're going to have a good time tonight, though. So I hope y'all ready. Let me just make sure everything is set up. Hope y'all having a great week. Looking forward to the weekend. I know how it go. You don't work hard all week. You want some time to unwind or party or turn up. Whatever you got planned. Just stay safe out here. Because it only takes a second for something to happen. You can lose your life in a second. We can't never forget that part. So let's see. We live right now on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Let me check and make sure everything's good. And we're ready to take off. We're going to have a great podcast tonight, y'all. Y'all come on and check on in. Then we give y'all the reality talk. We talk that real life stuff. Tonight, we're going to get into it, though. Grown folks conversation. Tonight's topic, can you be in a relationship with somebody if you're not happy in the bedroom? If the sex is not good, can you stay with that person? I said, I know a lot of people will have different answers. Loretta Freeman checking in. I see you. But tonight's topic, can you be in a relationship with someone that don't satisfy you in the bed? Now, it depends on who you ask. Some people, it might not mean that much. As long as that person treat them right and make them happy, they really don't care if the sex ain't good. But other people, there's a deal breaker. So can you be with somebody if the sex ain't good? Can you really date them, stay faithful, or stay married to that person if you know you ain't happy? I want y'all to chime in on the live chat. Because different people are going to have different answers. Some people, sex might not mean all that much to them. Some people, it might mean more. Some people might be, I can't do it. If you ain't satisfying me, I got to go. It depends who you talk to. So what's the deal breaker for y'all? Is sex a deal breaker? If the sex is not good, can you not be with that person? It depends who you talk to. Some people don't care about that stuff. Some people just want somebody that's going to love them and treat them right. Make them happy. It's all about being honest and open when you're dealing with somebody. That's the recipe to a long-lasting relationship, being honest and open. But can you stay with that person if they're not satisfying you, they're not pleasing you? Does it really matter that much to you, or it really don't matter? Depends who you ask. Depends who you talk to. Some people might say yeah. Some people might say no. So that's tonight's topic, y'all. Can you stay with somebody if they're not pleasing you in the bedroom? If you're dating somebody and everything's going smooth, then y'all get your groove on and you like, I don't like this. Are you still going to stay with that person? Maybe that's not the deal breaker for you. Maybe you don't really care about just the bedroom. Maybe you just want somebody to love you right. Maybe you just want somebody that's going to be by your side, treat you good and make you happy. A lot of times, sex ain't everything. It's something we enjoy. I appreciate you. She said, I suck. Let me see. Who is this? I can pull the comment up. Y'all hit that thumbs up button. We live right now on the Foolish Show podcast. Put the kids to bed because we having grown folks conversation. Tonight's topic is how big a deal of sex is in a relationship. Is it a big factor? If the person you're dating is not pleasing you, can you stay in a relationship with them? I appreciate the sub. If they're not making you happy in the bedroom, can you stay with that person? Or can you marry them? Would you marry someone if you know they don't please you in the bedroom? They really just don't do it for you. You really can't get your rocks out. Is that a deal breaker for you? Some people gonna say yeah, some people gonna say no. Because it might be more important to some people. Other people might not care like that. It depends what your relationship is based on. And some people have open relationships, I guess, to keep it spicy. They bring people in, bring other people in. So tonight's topic is, can you be with somebody if they're not satisfying you in the bedroom? Is it a deal breaker for you? Is that something that you have to have? Or all you care about is somebody that's going to love you right? Maybe you don't care about all that hanky-panky. You got some people that don't even like sex. You got some people that don't even think about sex. And you got some people that need it all the time. You got sexaholics. Some people want to do it all day and night. So it all depends on who you're dating and who you're dealing with, how big a deal sex is in a relationship. Different people are going to have different answers because they got different feelings. I don't know how you feel. Only you know how you feel and what makes you happy. If you feel that that's something you're going to really need, can you look past that? If the person's not putting it down on you right in the bedroom, can you look past that and say, you know what, I don't care. This is my baby. I love them. Y'all let me know. Because some people, they can date people and they don't really care if they good in the bedroom or not. They don't care if what size they is or what kind of motion in the ocean. They enjoy that person's company. They might like their personality. It's not all about sex. That's all a part of a relationship. Some people still may choose to wait to get married. You never know what somebody got going on in their life and what you got going on in your bedroom. Different people do different things. Some people swing. They swingers. They like to share. Some people say, this is mine, and I want this person only to be mine. Some people are real stingy about the person that they're dealing with. So it all depends on who you're talking to, what they believe in, what gets their rocks off. But it is more to life than sex. Everything is not based on sex. Because somebody can be good in the bedroom, but then it could be an a-hole. Or they could be mean or evil. So just because they can please you in the bedroom, if they're not pleasing you in real life and making you happy, are you just going to marry and date somebody because they can put it down on you in the bedroom? But what if their personality ain't good? What if their heart ain't right? What if they're a bad person overall, but got a good sex game? It depends what you base your relationship on. How big a part is sex in a relationship? Should it play a big role in the person that you're dealing with? If that person's not making you happy or satisfying you, can you overlook that and still be with that person? Can you suck it up and say, you know what? I don't care about all that. I find other ways to get my pleasure. This is grown folks talk tonight, y'all. It's different strokes for different folks. Different people like different things. What do you like? What makes you happy? Some people, sex might not be a big deal. Some people, they like, hey, listen, I gotta have that. If that person ain't doing right in the bedroom, I just can't do it. I can't talk to them. I can't put up with that. Some people really just can't put up with somebody if the sex is bad. It's a real turnoff to them. Because some people are more freakier than others. Some people might have fetishes and role play and all this other stuff. It all depends on what floats your boat. But how big a part should sex play in you really being with somebody? You giving your heart and y'all sharing. What if y'all shared a whole bunch of time together? What if y'all created a lot of memories? What if that person has spent a lot of money on you, but the sex is bad? What do you do? Do you stay or do you leave? It all depends on who you talk to. How big a part should sex play in a relationship? Some people hold that real high. It could be a deal breaker. If they feel like you whack in bed, they'll block you. Some people won't talk to you again. They'll avoid you. Some people is real serious to them. Other people, they don't really care that much. It depends on who you talk to. How big a deal should that play, though, when you actually try to build something with somebody? Because sometimes that can be 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes of pleasure, 5 minutes of pleasure. So how much should 10 minutes of pleasure play in you being in love with somebody? You building something special with somebody. See, a lot of us lust, and we think it's love. And when you're lusting, we're lusting for the sex part. That's the part that's making us lust, because you're liking what you see and you're getting sexually aroused. But we get confused and say, I love you. If a girl put it on you, put that thing on you, but boy, I love her, boy, she the best. I love her. If a man put it on you, a lot of times you go, ooh, girl, ooh, girl, I love him. So we think that's love. How somebody put it down on you in the bedroom. But that's just a little percent of the whole pie. That's not the whole piece of pie. You got to have communication, trust. A lot of stuff got to go in there. For you to mix that recipe up, if you want that pie to come out sweet and good, you got to have all the right recipes. So if you're going to base your relationship just on sex, a lot of times you're not going to find what you want. Because even if that person's good in the bed, don't mean they're a good person overall. They don't mean they got good ways. They don't mean they're going to treat you right. Do y'all understand what I'm telling you? So how big a part should sex play? Should you base your love life on how good somebody please you in the bedroom? See, love and sex is two different things. When you love somebody, that comes from the heart. Sex, that's the action. You love that feeling. So you get caught up in the bedroom, baby, I love you, I love you, I love you. You love that feeling. You love how they're making you feel. But it ain't real love. Do y'all understand what I'm telling you? So what do you base your relationship on? And how important is sex? Should it really matter on who you date? Or is it really about finding somebody that really care about you? that's gonna treat you good? What if you find a good man that got a good heart, treat you like a lady, treat you like a queen, but his sex is whack? What you gonna do? A lot of women say, "Well, I don't care. I'm gonna cheat. I can't do it. I can't deal with it. If he ain't doing what he's supposed to do, I gotta get it from somewhere else." That'll be some people reply. That's the action that some people will take. If they ain't satisfied at home, they go out and go get it somewhere else. They go get what they want. They go get satisfied one way or another. Other people be like, "I don't care. He really don't do it like that for me. She really ain't, dog. It ain't all that, but she a good person, dog, and I really love you, dog, and that's my baby." You got some people that'll be like that. You got some people that look past the sex thing if it's good or bad, and no matter what, they really got love for you. So if the person got love for you, ain't too much that's gonna really run them away unless it's something dramatic. If they really got love for you. So what do you base your relationship on? Is it more about love and trust, or is it just about sex? If the sex good, I'm staying. If the sex bad, I'm leaving. Like, how do you look at it? When you dealing and dating with somebody, when you got your boyfriend or girlfriend, or you got a husband and wife, what if your husband and wife really just don't do it for you at nighttime or whenever y'all do it? You just be like laying there, "I'm ready for this to be over. This is a waste of my time." What you gonna do? You gonna stay faithful or you gonna cheat? It all depends on who you talking to. Because different people gonna react differently to different things. What I might do might not be what the next man to do. And what she do might not be what the next woman to do. Everybody has their own reactions to different things. Some things are more important to people. Sex can be very important to a lot of people. And they feel like if that part is not good, they don't want no part of it. Other people like, "I don't really care. I find a way to make it work." They look past it because they really like that person. They just don't like in the bedroom. They like who that person is. They might like their personality. They might like the way they talk, how they act, how they speak, how they treat them. That person might make them feel good. They might not be making them feel good in the bedroom, but outside of the bedroom, they might make them feel good. So what do? Do you stay or do you leave? If you're not being satisfied with your significant other in the bedroom, what do you do? I know some people say, well, you tell them, you talk to them and say, "Hey, listen." So if y'all had that discussion and ain't nothing changed, what you gonna do? How much does it matter to you? That's the key thing. How big a part is sex to you in your relationship? That's the bigger question. Because that's going to determine how you're going to react. If you don't really care about it that much, you be like, "Sex is cool, but it's not everything. As long as they're a good person, I can look past it." They might not know what they're doing in the bedroom, but overall, they make me happy. Some people just can look past it. Some people can't. It all depends on who you're talking to. It all depends on what somebody like. Some people are more freaky than others. Some people are conservative, laid back. They ain't with all that. They ain't wide open. Some people barely have sex. Some people have it 3 times a day. Depends on who you're talking to. Everybody got their preference. So what makes you happy? And what's going to make you stay? If the sex ain't good, are you going to stay? What if that person treats you good? What if they spoil you? What if they take care of you? You don't have to hurt and worry about nothing. But they just don't put it down in the bedroom. What you gonna do? Are you gonna leave or are you gonna stay? These are the things we talk about tonight, y'all. This is grown folks conversation. Because we're trying to figure out how big a part is sex in a relationship. When you're in a real serious relationship, how much do you base on sex? What if the sex ain't good? Is that an immediate turn off? Or can you look past that? There's some people out there that just can look at somebody's heart. So y'all have to understand. Everybody ain't the same. It all depends what makes you happy. Maybe sex is a big part to you. And you feel like if I'm not getting pleasure, I can't stay with this person and keep faking it. Some people be faking it in the bedroom. They really ain't satisfied or happy. They be putting on the act, putting on the show, all that ooh, ah, ee. They just be faking. But they don't know how to tell their significant other, hey, this ain't cutting it. This is not cutting the cake. I am not satisfied. But communication is a must. So in order to have a good relationship, period, you got to be able to communicate and talk. So you got to tell that person, hey, listen, I like this, I like that. I'm just telling you what I like. I'm telling you what makes me feel good. You can throw hints, but you got to communicate. Let them know what you like and how you like it. Now it's up to that person to say, hey, that ain't me. That's not my cup of tea. Some person might say, okay, don't worry about it, baby. I got you. And they might work at it. And it might get better. And you might find some pleasure. Sometimes you might have to coach them. You got to be the coach and show them what you like. But if you still ain't satisfied, what would you do? Are you going to stay or are you going to leave? See, if you base everything on sex, what if, God forbid, that person get in a tragic accident and get paralyzed and has no feelings from the waist down? So that means down there don't work no more. What y'all going to do? Are y'all going to stay? Or are you going to say, you know what, I'm gone? Or are you going to be loyal and say, you know what, I loved you before all that, and I'm going to love you right now, and I'm going to stay by your side? You got some people that is true ride or die, but some people is real shady. They'll just leave. If somebody fell bad on their luck or got in an accident and can't do what they used to do, some people will find an excuse to walk away. They're not going to stay there and ride with that person. It all depends on who you're talking to. Different people react in different ways. Y'all hit that thumbs up button, man. We live streaming right now on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. Make sure y'all check me out every Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, live on 2 radio stations, theblock105.com and socialradio.com. But tonight we're having grown folks talk. How big a deal is sex to you in your relationship? Is it a deal breaker? If the sex ain't good, are you going to stay? Or are you going to walk away? Or are you going to make excuses and say, you know what, this ain't working out. I don't see us compatible. Some people might make a little excuse to come up with to get away. Other people might be like, you know what, I don't care. It really ain't a big deal to me. It's not that important. I can look past that. Some people can look past if the sex is whack. Some people can't. Some people like, I can't do this. I can't deal with this. Nope. This is not going to work. It all depends on who you're talking to. But relationship got to be built on love, folks. That's the first thing. You got to have love for the person you with. It's deeper than sex. Because when the love is there, that's going to make the sex even better. Because now y'all have so much love for each other and connection and bond that it's going to come out in the bedroom. Y'all going to show it. So you got to get to love a person and know a person. Know who you're dealing with. Know who you're talking to. It's more than what they got between their legs. It's more than what they can do in the bed. You got to know what kind of person you're dealing with. What kind of attitude they have. What kind of personality they have. How they carry themselves. How they talk. How they act. How they treat people. It's more than what somebody can do in the bedroom. So how important is sex to you in your relationship? Is it a deal breaker? Would you stay with somebody if you're not satisfied in the bedroom? Or would you be like, you know what? I like them. I don't care about that. That's not a big deal to me. That person makes me happy, treats me good. I don't care if the sex ain't all that. Some people are like, no, I'm out. I can't do it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Some people talk about you like a dog. Oh, he can't do nothing. He just be talking. He don't do nothing in the bedroom. He ain't got nothing down there. They'll talk about you bad now. But at the end of the day, sex is cool. A lot of us love to do it. You love the feeling. But it's not everything. It's not. Because it could be 2 minutes. Could be 5 minutes. So we're going to wrap up everything into 5 minutes? Well, that person only lasts 5 minutes. We're going to base everything on them 5 minutes? Think about it. So it's not everything. It has a section in that pie, but it's not the whole pie. You got to have love, respect, communication, honesty. There's a lot of ingredients that go in that pie for you to make it work. Do y'all understand what I'm telling you? So tonight we're talking about how much should sex play a part in your relationship? How much do you base on how somebody satisfies you in the bedroom? Is that what it's all about to you? Or are you the type of person, I want somebody who's going to treat me right. If the sex good, then great. That's extra. I take that. It depends on who you talk to and how they look at things. Some people want sex more than others. Some people don't care about it. Some people don't even think about sex. Some people think about it every day. Some people think about it every hour. It all depends on who you're talking to. So how big of a deal is sex to you in your relationship? Do you base everything on sex? Or do you base it on love? How that person treats you? Do y'all have that connection? Do you have a vibe when y'all around each other? Because somebody can put it down in the bedroom, but then if y'all ain't doing sexual things, y'all don't have no kind of chemistry. Y'all don't even get along. Can't even have a conversation. All you can do is jump in the bed together. So what are you basing your relationship on? Gotta have love in there. And love and sex is two different things. Love is the emotion that comes from the heart. Sex is the action. Love gonna come straight from your heart. Sincere. You gonna feel it. Somebody really loving on you, you gonna feel it. When you love somebody, you gonna feel it. You can't fake it. Because it's gonna make you feel a certain way. It's gonna give you a feeling that you never felt before. That's how you're gonna know it's different. That's how you know it's true love. When that person give you a feeling that you never felt before, you might got you something. But it's still to be determined because people can change within a second. You think you know a person, then you date them after a while, they flip the script. So you still got to sit back and observe that person. Learn everything you can about that person. Even if they're good in the bedroom. That's not the last say so. They can have the greatest sex in the world and be the craziest person in the world. They can be the meanest person in the world. They can be the most disrespectful person in the world. So what they do in the bedroom don't mean they're a good person. That's just extra. That's the icing on the top. First, you got to find somebody who's going to care about you. First, you got to find somebody that's going to really love you. Because sex can be 2 minutes. Real love is forever. Real love can last you a lifetime. If you find it. If you seek it. So it all depends on how you live your life and what you base your relationship and love on. What makes you happy? What really satisfies you? Some people, that's what really satisfies them is the sexual needs. So once they get their sexual pleasures, they feel like they're on cloud nine. It gives them that rush. It gives them a high. So some people need it in their life. Others don't care too much about it. Some people, it just really don't matter to them like that. If it's good, it's good. If it's all right, it's all right. All right. That's how some people look at it. Everybody don't look at it the same. It all depends on what you like. What makes you happy. If that's a big deal to you, then you have to date that person so you choose whether you're going to deal with that person or not. Nobody can tell you what to do with your body and your life. If you feel like you need somebody that's going to really satisfy you and that's going to make you happy, then do whatever makes you happy. We just asking the question. How big a deal is sex in a relationship? How important should it be? Should you base everything on what somebody can do for you in the bed? Or is it the way they treat you? How they love on you? That's what we talk about tonight, folks. Is that a deal breaker for you? Would you be able to date somebody if they really didn't satisfy you? If you just ain't getting nothing out of it when y'all in the bed? Would you still talk to that person? Or would you put them on block? Would you be ducking and dodging from them? Would you be coming up with excuses? I got something to do. I can't see you tonight. Because in the back of your mind, you know, I ain't satisfied. I'm not happy. That's how some people are. They feel like you're not getting them right. They'll go find somebody else. They always say what one person won't do, somebody will. That's what they say. But you got to do whatever makes you happy. But how important is that to you? Is that a deal breaker? Would you really cut somebody off just because the sex wasn't all that? Or would you say, you know what, I don't really care. I like him or I like her. I like what kind of person they is. I think we still can build something together. Maybe you just don't feel so madly in love till you really don't care if the sex good or not. Some people be so in love, they be seeing hearts in their eyes. They don't care. Yeah, my man suck in bed, but I love him. Some people tell you, but that's my baby. So it depends on who you talk to and how they look at things, what they base their relationship on. Some people it'd be more important than others. Some people don't really care. Some people might feel like that's just an icing on top of the cake, but it's not the cake. Depends on who you're talking to. Different people have different things. Some people have fetishes. They like to role play, like to use toys. Some people ain't with all that. Some people more conservative, laid back. They would never record themselves. Some people don't care. They'll make sex tapes all day. Depends on who you're talking to. Everybody don't live the same life. Everybody don't like the same things. What you like, I might not like it. What y'all like in y'all bedroom, I might not like that. What turns you on, it may not turn me on. But as they say, to each his own. That's your bedroom, that's your body. Nobody can tell you really what to do with it. Only thing they can tell you is be careful. That's about it. But tonight's topic, how big a part should sex play in a relationship? How important it is to you? No cap, I see you checking in. No cap, unique, I see you. Would you walk away? Or would you stay? If you ain't satisfied, if you're not getting off, if you're not getting pleasure, if nothing ain't happening under them sheets, are you gonna stay or are you gonna walk away? Which one you gonna do? It depends on who you talk to. Some people, sex is a big deal. Some people don't care. So I don't know which side of the fence you stand, but I know sex ain't love. We don't put those two together. Love ain't sex. Sex is lust because we lusting for what we see. Our body is lusting for that flesh. That ain't love though. That's lust. Don't get the two confused because you're lusting for that sex. We lusting for that feeling. When you see somebody, you be like, ooh, ooh, you automatically get turned on. All those eye candies. We all are guilty of it. But how important is the sex? Does it really matter if it's good? Does it matter if y'all doing it for an hour or 10 minutes? Does it matter? It's what we ask. How big a deal it is to you? Ask yourself when you dating or with somebody, how big a part is sex going to play in that? How big a part is sex going to play in you finding your husband or you finding your wife? Do you want somebody that's just going to satisfy you in the bedroom, but outside of the bedroom, they make you unhappy? They make you cry. What if they make you feel like you ain't nothing, but they put it down on you in the bedroom? How do you balance that out? Would you still stay with that person just because the sex is good? No matter how bad they mistreat you outside of the bedroom, would you still put up with all the bull jive that that person is bringing you? Would you still put up with the drama because the sex is good? Some people would. There's some dudes be like, man, that thing good, boy. I never leave her alone. I don't care. She crazy, but man. Sometimes the boys be whipped. They be sprung. That sex have their nose wide open. Same thing with ladies. Some ladies can be whipped. Somebody put that hammer down, and now you calling him 24 hours a day. But it all depends on who you're talking to. But what we saying tonight, we having grown folks talk. How big a deal is sex? Is it the main factor in you being with somebody? Is that what you're going to base your relationship on? 20 minutes of pleasure. Sometimes 2 minutes. Some people might go 60 seconds. Depends on who you're dealing with. It depends on who you're dealing with. Depends on who you're talking to. Y'all hit that thumbs up button, man. I told you, we give it to you real. We don't sugarcoat it. What you see is what you get. We don't come on here gossiping. We just come on here to talk about real life. Because these are all the things that we go through in life. Relationships, having sexual relations. We all deal with these things. It's all a part of life. I'm just asking the question. How important and how big a deal is sex to you? Would you still date somebody even though they don't satisfy you in the bedroom? Would you overlook that as long as they're a good person and they treat you good? Or would you be a person that I can't do it? Which side of the fence are you on? Some people it's a big deal. Some people it ain't. Some people can care less about the sex as long as they happy. Others, they want their pleasure. And they feel like they can't get their rocks off, they don't want to waste their time with that person. It depends on where you at on the side of the fence. I can't tell you if you're wrong or right. It's your life. It's your body. Whoever you lay up with, that's your business. Who you give your body to is your business. Nobody can't tell you who the sex. I'm just asking the question. How important is sex in your relationship or in your marriage? What if you marry a guy and then you find out after marrying him that he don't please you? Are you going to tell him I want a divorce? Or are you going to stay and work things out? Which side of the fence are you on? Are you going to stay dedicated? Are you going to honor those vows? Or are you going to tip out in the marriage and find you a side piece? Find you somebody that's going to bang your head in. What you going to do? If you ain't getting what you want in the bedroom from the person that you dated or in a marriage with, what are you going to do? Are you going to remain loyal? Are you going to stay by that person's side? Are you going to continue to build your life with that person? Or is that a deal breaker for you? You say, I can't do it. No matter how sweet you is, you're not taking care of me and fulfilling my needs. Once again, it depends on who you're talking to. It depends on whoever you're talking to. They'll tell you how they feel about it. Some people might be like, I can't do it. They ain't doing it. He ain't doing nothing. I be faking. I can't get no orgasm. And no, I can't do it, girl. And you got some dudes be like, man, dog, she ain't got no walls, dog. She ain't got no grip, dog. I can't wipe her. It all depends on who you talking to. But how big of a deal is sex? Should it be the most important thing when you dealing with somebody? When you dating somebody? When you so-called love somebody? Should sex be the number one thing? Number one thing should be love. Because once you love that person, I told you that's going to make the sex amazing. Because you already got that bond. So when you got that bond already with that person, once y'all jump in the bed, it's going to be like magic. Sometimes you just got to spice it up. Make it work. The first thing to do is not to go cheap. You try to make it work. You try to find ways to take care of the problem. You might have to add reinforcements. You might have to go get a few toys. You might have to spice it up a little bit. Role play. Different positions. Different places. Maybe you'll get more turned on. But the first thing you got to make sure is the love is there. Because if the love ain't there, it don't matter how good the sex is. Y'all really don't love each other. You just love the sex. After a while, that's going to get old. You're going to be like, yeah, he be rocking my world, but I just ain't happy. He just don't make me feel good. He don't compliment me. We never do nothing together. We never spend quality time together. That's how some ladies will be. No matter how much you knocking the boots, no matter how much you knocking their head in the bedroom. Most people are looking for the total package. They want everything. They want you to be able to satisfy them in all type of ways. Inside and outside the bedroom. A lot of people want the whole package. What do you base your relationship on? Do you base everything on if the sex is good or not? So if the sex is bad, you're gonna walk away. What if that person can't last no more than 5-10 minutes? What you gonna do? But they're a good person. They got a good personality. They make you laugh, treat you good, buy you gifts, spoil your kids, but they just don't do it for you in the bedroom. What you gonna do? Are you gonna stay? Or are you gonna leave? Are you gonna be loyal? Or are you gonna cheat? Are you gonna find what you're looking for one way or another? It depends on who you talk to. Different people gonna react in different ways. Some people gonna stay 10 toes down and say, hey, this is my baby. I really don't care about all that. The sex is not all that to me. I still love this person. Some people gonna be like, man, I gotta find me something. I gotta find me something else. Because this is not gonna work. I am not getting what I need. That's how different people gonna react. Everybody ain't gonna react the same. Everybody's different. Everybody got different emotions, different feelings. Everybody like different things. Especially in the bedroom. Some people more kinky and freaky. Some people more conservative. They just do the minimum. They ain't with no whips and chains and all this other stuff. Some people want handcuffs, slap, spit on, peed on. What can I say? Different people like different things. But whatever you do in your bedroom, that's you. That's your body. That's your life. But how much stock should you put in sex? How important is it? And you dealing with somebody or not? Would you not marry this person because they can't satisfy you in the bedroom? Or would you be that type of person and be like, I don't care about that. I love them. I want to be with them. We'll find a way to make it happen. I'll find a way to be satisfied. We'll spice it up some more. Which side of the fence do you stand on? Is sex everything to you? If you meet somebody and they don't please you, are you instantly going to push them to the side? If they're a good person, you still going to just push them away? Or is it that important to you? How much do y'all put in sex in your relationship? Is it a make or break? If you meet somebody tomorrow and have sex with them and the sex ain't good, is that going to tell you what kind of person they are? Is that going to tell you they got a good heart or not for what they do in the bedroom? Is that going to tell you that they're going to love you good because they know what they're doing in the bed? These are the things you got to ask yourself. How much do you put in sex? How important should it be when it comes down to being with somebody? Being in a marriage, being in a relationship. If you're not satisfied, should you walk away? Or should you find a way to work it out and stay? Should you pack up and leave? Should you tip out? Should you go get it from somebody else? These are all different ways that people are going to handle those situations if they're not satisfied in the bedroom. It just depends on who you're talking to, on what reaction you're going to get from a person. Everybody ain't going to react the same. Some people might, I don't care. That's still my baby. And sex ain't all that to me. Some people be like, nah, I got to be satisfied. I can't overlook that. I'm sorry. Some people just can't do it. If they feel like they ain't getting pleasure, they don't even want to fake it. They don't even want to try. They would tell that person, this ain't going to work. That's how much they put in their sexual needs. That's why I say it depends on who you're talking to. Everybody ain't going to think the same. Everybody ain't going to react the same. It depends on what floats your boat and what rings your bell. Only you know what makes you happy and how much sex means to you. How important is it in your relationship? Would you walk away from somebody you so-called love because they can't perform in the bedroom? Do you walk away just because this person only lasts 5 minutes? Do you walk away if that person can't get you to that point? I'm just asking. That's the topic tonight, folks. We just having grown folks talk. We trying to figure out how big of a deal is it? How much does sex mean to you? Do you base everything on how a person put it down in your bedroom? Or do you take the time to really get to know who you're dealing with? Do you know who you sexing? Do you really know that person? In and out? Or are you just so wrapped up and they got you so whipped in the bedroom? Some people can be hypnotized by that sex. Sex be so good, they can't see no wrong. That person can do a million things wrong to them, but the sex so good, they can't see no wrong. All they see is hearts in their eyes. Like they got shot by Cupid. Some people will not walk away and will deal with a lot of BS and drama because how good the sex is. They will stay and put up a lot of BS just because the sex is good to them. There's a lot of people in that situation right now as we speak. They might not really be getting treated right, but he sure put it down. He sure be pleasing me. I ain't gonna never stop messing with him. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I'm not on here judging nobody. Whatever floats your boat, that's you. Whatever you do in your bedroom, that's you. I'm not there. You do whatever you want to do. But how important is sex to you in your relationship? Is it that main thing that you focusing on? Is it the breaking point? Or are you really trying to find true love? Maybe you got a good person. They may not be good in the bed. They might be average. They might be below average. But in real life, they make you happy. They make you feel special. They always put a smile on your face. Do you just walk away from that? Because under the sheets ain't what you want? What do? How do you react if you was in that situation? If you dating somebody and y'all got it on and you didn't like it, are you still going to call that person? Or will you start coming up with excuses? Or would you put them on a block list? What you going to do? Or would you just continue to talk to that person like ain't that happening? Because it's not that big of a deal to you. You just trying to get to really know them. It all depends on what you're looking for and who you're talking to. Because everybody going to have different answers. Because it's your life. It's your body. You do whatever you want to do with your body. I'm just asking the question tonight. How much value should we put in sex in our relationship? Where does it sit on the totem pole? The number one thing should be love. Because if you ain't got no love, it don't matter how good the sex is. Y'all just sexy, but ain't no passion there. Y'all just going through the motion, but ain't no passion there. See, when the love is there, that's going to make it extra special. It's going to make you feel like you're on cloud 9 when the love is there. Because that attraction going to be so strong. So you got to make sure the love is there first. Then you got to have trust, respect, loyalty. It's a lot of things that go into a relationship, not just the sexual part. Sex is in there, but I don't think it's a big piece of that pie. Because sex can be 2 minutes. Then what? Sex can be 60 seconds. Then it's over. Then what? If you ain't got no kind of bond with that person, what happens when them 5 minutes is over? What happens when y'all ain't doing the hanky-panky? When you ain't under the sheets? Excuse me. How do you keep yourself happy? What do you do? How do you react if you was in that situation? If your husband don't please you, would you tip out? Or would you stay loyal? If your boyfriend don't please you, are you going to go cheat? Or are you going to stay loyal? If your girlfriend, you feel like she just ain't got that snapper. You don't feel like she do enough in the bedroom. You going to go find something else? Or you going to stay? These are the things we got to ask ourselves. And you never know until you get in that position. You never know till you get caught up in that moment on how you going to react. So I just wanted to know tonight how important sex is when it comes down to a relationship. Should it be the breaking point? Is it that important where you're going to just cut somebody off even if y'all had built something special together? Even if you fell in love with that person, can you just turn that love off? Because in the bed ain't really what you want. I'm just asking. But I appreciate y'all, man, tuning in tonight. Make sure y'all check out all these podcasts on my YouTube channel, Reality Music Entertainment. Make sure you go support the movement. My official merchandise, as you can see, I'm rocking the Reality Music Entertainment hat and a shirt. So y'all can go ahead and make y'all purchase, man. Go to go to teespring.com/reality creator. Teesprings/reality creator. If you want to purchase some of this gear, man, we got t-shirts, hoodies, fitted caps, You name it, we got it. We got stuff for babies. We got stuff for the ladies, tights, joggers. Whatever you need, we got it. So go to teespring.com, man, and check out my merchandise, the official reality music entertainment merchandise. I appreciate all the love and support. Y'all check me out Friday night. 2 radio stations. I will be on the air Friday night, every Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Just go to theblockradio.com, theblock105radio.com, and socialradio.com. Y'all tune in and listen in, man. Stay safe. One love.